And we're back with more of Trick and Treat. Axel, who is us, we're in our room talking to our friend Steven and, what was it, Alfred? Something like that? Alfred, yeah. I don't know how to play that. Answered Alfred, doubting for a second. He is sitting behind the PC, but it seems like he isn't doing anything interesting. Oh my god, I'm yawning. It's like, make something happen, please. The screen only shows a lot of text. I think he's in Wikipedia. Okay, Wikipedia and Disco. Okay, this. So probably something like 1980s or something. Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked with discouragement, without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looks at me surprised. The actual problem of society is that people are not interested in discovering their history. Wow, Alfred's a nerd. He is one of those... What the heck word is that? See... No. Not gonna read that. Anyways, always looking for any rare information to appear smarter than others. Oh, he's one of those guys. When we forget our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them. He added later. What are you talking about? This village is small and its story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal has ever happened in it. Alfred laughs mockingly after hearing that. Your ignorance is worthy of praise. Wow, these guys talk interestingly. Your ignorance is worthy of praise. It's like he paused, filling his chest with pride. The very fact it is a small town is the reason it's full of mysteries. Did you know that 20 years ago, on this date, a man disappeared? Wow, really? Just one man? So, what about it? I asked without being impressed or even interested in the least. Yeah, of course. Things like that happen all the time in all places. As I thought, you don't know the history despite living in this very place. Alfred said while adjusting his glasses in an ignorant gesture. Oh god, he's one of those. There is a legend behind the disappearance. That is what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with curiosity. It's then I noticed that it was not Wikipedia, but some other page. It was Google. Come on, read this and learn a little. Dude, I don't want to learn on Halloween. I want to get candy and babes. Alfred said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Stephen and I moved closer to read it. Oh, nice skull and crossbone thing. Oh, town of Abingdon, Oxfordshire County. Oh, 1994. Hey, that's when my brother was born. I came to this town with only 4,000 inhabitants to support them in an investigation. Truth is that never in my life have I seen something this strange. I won't say your typical detective-ish nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I've seen many crimes, yes. Some difficult to solve. The punctuation in this is horrible. But all of them were human. Even if you don't know how they managed to perpetrate the crime, you know that they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. Truth is, I can't understand what happened. Next. Oh, okay. I was called for the disappearance of a man named Matthew Graham. 23 years. Single. The last time he was seen, he was returning home from a Halloween party. See, he knew how to have a good time. He had drank alcohol, but was still sober. Or at least that's what the witnesses said. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained with a simple drunkenness. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. It had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. Oh, it covered his tracks then. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently, he walked for 3 hours before stopping. Oh, yet, and our guys only walked for 2, and they stopped. I say stop, but the truth is, we don't know what happened then. The tracks suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest, and that's all. There was no evidence of a struggle, no other trace, or pieces of clothing on the ground. There was no blood. No more footprints. Anything else. The depth of his last footprints and the position they were walking in indicates that he was still walking. At no point he stood still. It was as if he had vaporized in the air, with all of his clothes, in the middle of his walk. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but I can give another explanation. The only thing aliens. No. The only thing I remember is that near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rot. However, there were no animal corpses nearby. It is ridiculous to think he suddenly started to decay and become earth. It could happen. In the end, the case was closed in just 3 days. How? With no evidence of any kind, we couldn't say anything but that he decided to escape from the village. Okay. However, while officially there was no more to do, I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away my sleep. Oh, excuse me. In my mind, I thought of all sorts of theories. Like maybe everything was a plan developed by Matthew, but in the end, they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on the issue. I searched the town for similar stories, and to my surprise, I found 4 more. All young men. Young men. The story was always the same. They walked into the forest alone, disappearing without a trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappeared on the same date, Halloween. But there is more. A detail that completely eliminates the possibility that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this, and that is the separation of the years. Oh, really? Roger Bacon. Bacon. Disappeared in 1924. Mitchell Smith. Disappeared in 1867. Jason Black. Disappeared in 1813. And the worst of all, Oswald Taylor disappeared in 1707. Okay, so there's definitely big gaps in between that. Okay, I'm actually gonna try and do the math on this, like... Yeah, Steph do math, that's a funny one, haha. So let's see here. Okay, so we got 1707. Equals... Okay. So 1813 and 1867. Okay, so no, it's not like... The dates don't add up. Like, there's no obvious space in between them, so they're strange. It simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to dig deeper. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. Oh, excuse me. It was then I discovered that what seemed to be a simple and boring forest actually had a great story. Really? Do tell us, because I'm starting to yawn. Before it was called Oakwood, or Woods, or Oaks Forest, the place was called Witchwood? The word witch was... Oh, okay, so I was pronouncing it right. Go me. Taking into consideration that is an old name and language changes over time, that indicates it was the Forest of Witches. Ooh. Apparently, more than 400 years ago, the people of the village believed witches lived in the woods. Unfortunately, almost all the information is already lost. There were stories told in voice, without a proper written record. I see. Yeah, should have got some water. I just know that with the change of religion to Christian, should have been Christianity, but anyway, people stopped seeing the witches with good eyes and began to hunt them. Ooh, wow. Okay. Apparently, the last one before her death cast a curse on the forest, which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, obviously I cannot escape something like that as the answer. In the end, I have no other choice than accepting that each one of them escaped from the village, using the legend of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural. Okay. Interesting story. I didn't know that such a story was hidden in this town. I said, I was on it. I was saying that sarcastically. I said, honestly surprised. Even if it was a lie, it managed to hold my interest. Wait, there is something more. Who speaks like this? Alfred said at the same time he scrolls to the comments. He reads what is written there. A couple of comments call our attention. Both of them talk about some creature. At that time, they felt a horrible fear for what would happen to them. Well, the two comments share great similarities. Oh, God, excuse me. But they could have been written by the same person. There are many others that deny it. Looks like many people went to the forest because of the legend but couldn't find anything. Well, they probably went on the wrong date. I thought that you only read these things to look more cool before the girls, replied Stephen as a joke. Alfred giggles with a little shame. Haha, partly, yes. He admitted it. That was a secret everybody silently knew. Then what the hell do you bring it up for? Well, now we have an activity for tonight. Oh, finally, we're gonna go and do something. Stephen said at the same time he makes a face overflowing with enthusiasm. What? I asked, completely lost. I thought we were just killing time. Simple. Let's go to that forest. Stephen replied without hesitation. He seemed really fascinated by the story. Are you insane? Said Alfred, unable to believe what he just heard. You only need to look at his face to know he did not like the idea. Despite everything you've heard, you want to go? Of course. It would be a test of courage among us three, replied Stephen, full of confidence, perhaps too much. He should relax a bit. Don't tell me you're afraid. No. Why should I be afraid? I wish I could do voices, but I'm mostly just like, meh. Answered Alfred at the same time he folds his arms, making a false gesture of security. It's more than obvious that you're afraid, Alfred. Almost as much as when you have to talk with a girl. And what about you, Axel? Don't tell me you won't come. Suddenly, Stephen asked me, at the same time looking at me mockingly. Don't tell me you want to be the chicken of the group. Ugh, stupid peer pressure. I hate that tone of voice he uses. It's called peer pressure. Peer pressure, Axel. I will never give you that. I said without thinking, showing a confident smile and look. Well, let's not say more. Take your coats, backpacks, flashlights, and some food. We're going to the forest. He said, full of energy. Yeah! Or, yeah! We all said in unison as if we're going to have some kind of private party. Yeah, create your first bush party. Not really knowing what we're doing or what we were going to find. Okay, back to the forest, please. 2:13 a.m. It's still not the time that when we get attacked. And where are the so-called girls? Oh, hey, I'm awake. I awake completely confused and not knowing how much time had passed. My head hurts like hell, but I can't blame it. Fortunately, the pain goes away quickly, as much as my confusion. Soon I come back to my senses. My flashlight is lying on the ground, shining towards the empty air. I immediately pick it up. It was the only protection against the darkness that surrounded me. You should have cast Magic Missile. I then remember that Stephen and Alfred were with me. Stephen! Alfred! Can you hear me? Without thinking, I screamed their names. You don't do that in a horror game. Like, that is how they pinpoint you and kill you. How do you not know this? While trying to find them with my flashlight, but there is no trace of them. They're gone. Dun, dun, dun. Where the hell are they? And what the heck? Oh, you could have just said hell again. It just happened. I don't understand anything. No, you don't. Shit. Ooh, swearing. We should have stayed at home. This is not a proof of courage. We could be in danger. I have to find them. Alright. Are we gonna get to the game? 2:19 a.m. I'm like, are we gonna get to the game? This is the game. Yay! Oh, click. A little time has passed since I started to look for my friends. I already can't stand this place. I'm going crazy in this forest. The darkness that covers it is unnatural. It is a darkness that steals your own sanity, replacing it with anxiety. Oh, that's an interesting darkness. To make it worse, the air is damp and cold as in winter, carrying a strong rot smell. As if there were corpses of animals hidden throughout the forest. Hey, just like that story you read! The atmosphere in this place is oppressive. With every step you take, it makes you more uncomfortable. Since I started to look for my friends, I felt that something is watching me, but there is nothing. I sigh with my voice full of frustration. I just want to get out of here. I continue walking, devoid of any hope. How are we doing here? Oh, we have 17 seconds. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I know. Pause. Okay. So, no matter where I look or how much I walk, I find nothing. I cannot even hear the sounds of animals. Or well, we're gonna keep walking and see if we can find our friends Steven and Alfred. So do stay tuned. Hopefully this will get a little bit more exciting. This is PuZZlePieceZ signing off.